I am from Andrea Coaching, and I'm here to help you understand the best ways and most efficient ways to help you run your business. And today we're going to talk about toys. We're going to talk about my 5 favorite software programs that I use that my business could not live without. And to be honest, I couldn't live without, and they're so fun. They actually make my business more fun. So before I get into the list and the what's of this live, I want to talk about the whys. I want to talk about why people tell themselves they shouldn't be investing in software programs right away. Well, one is, why do I spend the money when I'm already barely making money or I haven't made money yet at all? In the end, the programs I'm going to tell you, first off, aren't that big of an investment, and they are going to ultimately help you save money and potentially make you money in the end. Okay? 2, why invest in a software program when I can do it myself? Again, yes, you might be able to save a couple bucks here and there, but in the end, this is going to save you time and potentially money. And number 3, it's not my time yet. My business isn't big enough. I don't want to invest in these software programs. So these 3 big whys are it's basically the reason that most businesses are held back in their business for many different reasons. Time, money, confidence, okay? And here's the thing. These are the differences between really catapulting your business and just, I'm going to take some photos. It's fear-based. It's a fear of investment. And in the end, it's always, when it coming down to it, it's the time and the money. And what always beats out the excuse for time and money? Systems and confidence. Okay? So the better systems you have, the more efficient, the better, more clients, and the more time you can spend doing in your business what you love, which also is going to lead to less burnout. And ultimately is going to lead to more money for more clients and more time for more clients. So it's that initial return on investment, right? And return on investment, both financial, mental, and emotional. Now, and if you don't know those letters, make them your best friend. I went way too long in my business having no idea when someone would say ROI what that was. But basically that means what you put in, you put out. Or what you put in, you get more out of. Okay? Whether you're investing time or whether you're investing, maybe I should do a whole thing on return on investment. It's a simple concept, but it's so important. So when it comes to software programs, you want to make sure that you have a program that is a good return on investment, meaning you're not putting a ton of money into it, a ton of time into it, and not getting a bunch of money and a bunch of time back. Okay? So these software programs I'm going to tell you about are great return on investments. But before that, I want to talk about the second thing before we talk about the list is, how do you sort through the thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of software programs out there? Because not every software program is for every business, and not every software program is for every person. And you have to figure out what's really right for you, right? So the first thing you want to do is know your strengths, right? Everyone has different strengths. Stick to that and outsource or software out. I just made that up. Know your strengths in your business. Know if you really like editing, stick to editing. Don't outsource editing. Know if you really have a system already in your life for making lists or organizing something, stick to that if it works. But if you know that that's a weakness for you and you're forcing yourself to do it manually, don't do it. Make software that out so you can focus on what you do love. And again, this is going to help you maintain a business longer. It's going to help you not get burned out and keep loving what you're doing. There's a great book out there called The One Thing. And the basis of the book is, look at everything in your business that you do. What is the one thing only you can do? Only I like to switch that a little bit and do like, what is the one thing only you can do and you like to do? Because that's the thing you'll be able to sustain your business for decades versus just years. Okay, so know your strengths, and know your strengths when you're now looking for software programs. Because you don't want a software program that does what you like, because you can do that already efficiently because you like to do it, right? And you're not going to use that software program. You're probably going to skip over that one when you're looking at things to do for your day because you know how to do it yourself. So then Also, know exactly what you specifically need and what you are looking for. So you don't want to get swayed by all the bells and whistles, right? There's so many programs out there that are going to show you, they're going to distract you, but you want to look at what exactly you need out of the program you're looking for. And you might go to the website and it's going to show, oh, but we're going to do this and A and B and C and D and E, and it's going to list 30 different things they can do. But ultimately, you only need it for 2. Yeah, sure, it might show you the 30, but are those 30 just going to complicate your life more? That's the problem, right? Because then all of a sudden you're going to have all these programs that were bells and whistles, but you're going to start getting into the program and realize that there's something in there that you actually needed that you didn't notice that you needed. For example, there's studio management programs out there that are really great, but they might not be great for a photographer. Okay, so they might show you all these beautiful graphics, but let's say it's hard to, I'm trying to think of a good example off the top of my head. When you're knowing what you need, you can ask that specific question to whatever program you're using and say, can you do this? Or, you want an invoice that's going to be attached to a contract, but they send, or the invoice attached to the proposal. But they might show you in all these pretty things, but if the invoice isn't attached to the proposal, it's not doing what you actually need it to do. But these 5 programs, you don't have to think too much about. They're pretty, everybody needs these a little bit. It's more going to be based on, I'm going to tell you what I suggest and what I use, and then you can go look at it, see if it's what you want, but really ultimately you're going to want this type of program for yourself. So let's dive into the meat of this. 1, you want what's called a CRM. A CRM stands for Client Relation Management. Basically, it's like where you send your emails, where you can send your email to your email list, and where your email list lives. So it manages your email list. Problem is, if you're starting to do a CRM and you've never done it before, it's going to feel very overwhelming because there's some that are so complex that it's going to make you avoid it. And whatever it is with these programs, you want to not avoid it. You want to be excited about it, which is why I suggest Flowdesk when you are first starting out. She said, okay, you don't like Flowdesk, but it's so easy. We're going to sit here for an hour and I challenge you to write an email and get it sent out in an hour. And I was like, no way, it's too overwhelming. I don't know how to do this, whatever. And literally in 45 minutes, I had an email drafted and I had it sent out to my entire list. And I realized, wow, that was easy and fun. Easy and fun is going to make you do it. And Flowdesk is that, right? Super easy, super fun, and it gets you going. I have to say, every few months I look at leaving because, again, it is very basic. I have another CRM that I use as well that's much more complicated. But when it comes back to it, that's the one I use when I just am like, I got to get an email out because it doesn't take much thinking. So Flowdesk, number 1. CRM, number 1, I suggest Flowdesk. It's a great stepping stone also to get you going, to get you used to writing emails and to make it feel fun, right? To make it feel like you're building that email confidence slowly. And once you get the confidence in one area, it's easy to expand into the others and start doing maybe different programs or more emails and more complicated email systems. But you just need to send one, right? Number 2, a task organizer. Okay, as a business person, and especially as an adult in general, we have these constant to-do lists. They grow literally by the minute. I'll be sitting in a restaurant and I'll be like, oh, I have to remember to do this thing. You pull out your phone and you make a note. All of a sudden, if you saw my notes in my phone, it's so long. And then you think about that and it sends you stress. It sends shivers up your spine because you think, how do I organize everything I have to do? How do I get all of the things on this list on my phone into something to do? And then what do I know to work on? And how do I know to work on? And how it just becomes organized or overwhelming. And throw in, you have your life to run, you have a family possibly to run, and you have a personal life to run, and then you have your business as well. And if you're switching jobs, you also have 2 jobs to potentially do. Having an organizer is key. It's kind of like having a place where all of this tasks can live so they don't have to live in here. Again, causing less stress and less anxiety. It's a place that it can clean out your head and put it all in one organized space. as task organizer. It's like cleaning your house, right? When your house is clean, you get more accomplished. So by having a really good task organizer that works for you is really going to help you. So now my suggestion, ClickUp. I love ClickUp. It is 100% my favorite. I've tried the others. I've tried Trello. I've tried Asana. There are a bunch, but this really truly is a matter of preference and what your business looks like. For me, ClickUp is great because of the way it's organized and how easy it is to bring in different team members to assign tasks to. Trello is one people really love as well because visually it's kind of fun to move things across this board and you can decorate it. My task organizer, if it's pretty, I get too distracted. I'm too busy building pretty lists to actually do the lists. So for me, Trello was a little too pretty, but ClickUp was so organizing. It was so great that I love it. Another thing with these task organizers, we all get very excited about organizing our lists. You want to test them out. You don't want to spend too much money when you're doing it. And you want to see what sticks, right? Like if you find yourself excited to go look at it and things like that, then see what sticks. And if it doesn't stick, get rid of it. Don't try to force a square into a circle or a circle into a square. Okay, so the next one is geared towards photographers. And this is the #1 program every single photographer should not waste a single moment in investing in. And it is the online gallery. I think just because, doesn't matter why. All I know is this is the most important one. This is the one that actually is the best investment, and this is why. One, it's going to show you're a professional and that you care about your clients and how easy it is for them to receive their images. Okay, so this is really what's going to set you apart as I'm a person with a camera and I'm a professional, is doing the online gallery. Two, it makes organizing all of your thousands and thousands of photos that you've taken easy for you. Whether you're sharing them with vendors, which also shows to the vendors that you're a professional, or whether you're picking it out for social media, or whether you're designing albums or cards, I am not kidding. I go on to my online gallery. I'm not exaggerating if I say I'm on my online gallery every other hour of the day. I mean, except for obviously when I'm sleeping. But if I'm working, I go onto my online gallery multiple times every single day. Access a picture. I need to look at something. I need to send it off to someone. Literally, if a client comes in and says, I want to see some pictures from this, I want to see a small wedding at a certain hotel. I looked at my online gallery. I could instantly go copy, URLs, sent their way. It literally took me 6 minutes to find them 4 different galleries, all exactly what they were looking for. Now, if you had to go through Dropbox or were random folders on a hard drive, it would take you hours and you would avoid it and you'd probably lose that client. Okay? So number 3, if you do not use this, you are actually losing money. 100%, I am not kidding. And I know a lot of you probably already have online galleries, but the question is, are you actually utilizing it to make you money? Because number 1, it literally does the work for you when it comes to selling prints. If you're like, I don't want to sell prints, it's too much of my business, I don't want to take the time to learn it, I don't want to take the time to print or find the printer or do the prices or any of that, the online gallery does it for you. It literally does all the work for you and the money goes straight into your pocket. Number 2, let's circle back again to it shows you're a professional. So if you're showing you're a professional to these clients, it means you can charge more. And number 3, albums. It makes it super easy for a client to design albums with you. They pick the images. You can see their favorites. It's also great for analytics. Like, I cannot say enough importance about doing an online gallery. So now which one do I use? Like all the other programs, there's a lot. I love Shootproof. Shootproof is the one I've been with for over 10 years. I think their customer service is impeccable. I think it's super easy and user-friendly to use. Put it this way, the program itself has not changed where it's hard that you have to relearn anything over the last 10 years, but they've been constantly adding new features, which means they're a very stable and solid company and they're not going anywhere. I just think it's amazing. Yes, there's other ones out there. Pixieset is another great example. The only warning I give is when you are looking at these online galleries, if you don't go with Shootproof or Pixieset, make sure you go with one that is built and geared towards the professional, because you don't want to get halfway down the road using this program, uploading all your images, and realize that it doesn't have the bandwidth to hold all your pictures, right? Or it doesn't give the opportunity for a client to download directly, or it doesn't have these professional things that you really need. So this is where you get what you pay for is important. Okay, number 4, Canva. Canva just gets a category of itself. It's not even its own category. I guess you could call it like a design software program. But if you have not heard of Canva, it is so much fun. It is going to change your life, for your business, for your personal, all the things. It is the super easy, super fun design everything software, and on brand. So you can plug in your brand colors. You can make something that looks completely like a real estate, what's it called? Real estate promo. Throw in your own colors, throw in your logo, change your photos, and next thing you know, it looks a very specific Andreyka Photography ad. You can create social media posts, you can create reels, you can create videos, you can create websites, you can create advertisements, you can create gift certificates, posters. It literally can design everything for you. You see all the gorgeous templates. If you do nothing else today, go look at Canva if you've never heard of Canva. And I'm going to warn you, you're probably going to get sucked down a design rabbit hole of be like, oh, I'm going to design an invite for a party next week. All of it. You can do it. Okay, so now number 5. Number 5. So, truth be told, I had a hard time coming up with number 5. Because, I was like, okay, I've only got one left of my 5 favorite programs. And I was like, what do I go with? Because there's Google, of course. How often do we use Docs and Sheets and sharing all the information? But that's just too big and a little obvious, right? And then I was thinking YouTube, because, I go on YouTube a lot and look up instructional videos on how to do stuff, but then that's not really fun. And then I thought social media, because, I always get caught in the little scroll. But I'm like, that's good for distractions, but that's definitely not something I want to encourage here. And then I realized it was right in front of me. And it's something that some people don't even know exists, or they don't think it's that important. Not as fun as Canva, not as exciting moneymaker as the Shootproof. It's your password saver. I know, not that exciting, but so important. This little program securely and saves and creates a home where all my passwords can live. And I'm on it all the time. So I said, what are my 5 programs that I can't live without? I'm literally on my password saver daily. So it had to make the list. And this is the great thing. It's grateful when you oftentimes have to share and you have to remember the changes. And then if you change one, you change forever. It all takes care of it right there. Now, the one I love to use is called LastPass. I've been using this LastPass before people were actually using these things much. I want to say I started using this program in like 2015. The funny thing is, the reason I started using this program is because I was working with my business coach way back then, and I was like anti all of these programs. I was like, don't make me do more programs. It's fine. I've got a list on my phone with the passwords. And she looked at me one day and said, if you don't download this password saver, I'm firing you as a client. That's how important it was. And I see why. Because when you're working with a team, or when you have to share something, let's say someone's doing some tech work for you on your WordPress site, you need to give them your password, but you don't want to give them access to your password. Using a program like LastPass lets you share the password without them sharing the password. They're just going to get a link to where they can get it, but they won't ever be able to see it. And this makes it really secure for you to share passwords with your team or with tech people, or you're getting help with Apple or whatever. 5 most important software programs I use pretty much daily and cannot live without. And here's the thing. These programs, all of the ones I've just mentioned, are not gigantic, huge investments. They're actually pretty small. In fact, if I think about it, I don't think any of them are more than I want to say they all are around $30 a month, if that, or considerably less. Maybe $50 a month. But when it comes down to it, they're not going to make or break your business. And they're going to be totally worth it.